Okay. All right. So having your weights and bands handy. So we're going to stand feet together, turning toes out, followed by heels. So just looking down at your feet, make sure they're tracking straight and parallel to each other. Soft through the knees, hips facing forward, shoulders round and down and ears over the shoulders. Placing the hands on the hips, and we're just going to rock that pelvis forward and back. So flattening through the lumbar spine and arching through the lumbar spine and finding the halfway point between the two. Placing the hands over the rib cage, drawing the shoulders down the back. Nice deep breath in through the nose, feel the rib cage expanding, and out through the mouth. While we continue with this deep lateral breathing, I want you to imagine that belt around your waist, drawing the sides towards each other, pulling the belly button back towards the spine, and thinking about those pelvic floor muscles coming up. 1, 2, 3. So thinking about that nice strong core, and especially when we're using the weights, I want you to be very, very conscious. I'll keep reminding you, but of having that strong core, so that when we're doing the weights, you're just isolating your arms, you're not pulling your back. Okay, so relaxing the arms down by your side. I'm going to start with some forward shoulder rolls. Nice big rolls, releasing any tightness in those shoulders. One more time forward, and then we're going to reverse up to the ears, over the mountain and down the other side. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. One more time, and then relaxing those shoulders down the back. So floating the arms out to the side, locking the shoulders down the back as we reach the arms up towards the ceiling. On the out breath, push the air away. As you bring the arms back down, in breath, locking those shoulders down the back. As we float the arms up towards the ceiling, palms facing away from you. Drop the elbows down to shoulder height. Place the hands behind the head and interlock the fingers. So shrugging those shoulders up to your ears. Draw the shoulder blades down your back, and then squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back. Unlock the fingers and float the arms back down, palms facing away from you. Good. In breath, float the arms up again to shoulder height. Place the hands behind the head, interlock the fingers. Shrug the shoulders up to your ears. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. We're going to hold it there. Keep the knees soft. Push the left hip forward, and we're turning to face the wall behind you. In breath to center, pushing the right hip forward, turning to the right to look at the wall behind you. In breath to center, one more time to each side. Push the left hip forward as you turn to the left. In breath to center, pushing the right hip forward as you turn to the right. In breath to center again, and then drop the chin to the chest, placing a little bit of pressure behind the head just to increase the stretch. Don't let the upper body tip forward. Keep the shoulders over the hips. Breathing through that stretch. Relax the head, unlock the fingers, and just give those shoulders a bit of a roll. Good. So stretching out the neck, left ear to left shoulder, right arm behind the back. Draw that right shoulder down. Place the hand over the head. And again, just gently breathing through the stretch down the side of the neck and across the top of the shoulder. Good. And coming back up to the center, right ear to right shoulder, left arm behind the back, right hand over the head. And again, just gently breathing through that stretch. And this is such a lovely stretch if you are feeling any tightness in the neck and shoulders. And coming back up to the center and relaxing the arms down. So we're going to grab our bands now. Taking the band quite wide. So we're just going to take the ends, maybe wrap them once or twice around your hands. But as I say, you want it quite wide, and then we're going to, when I say quite wide, probably a good distance wider than shoulders. Keeping the knees soft, lengthening through the waist. We're going to come over into the left side, bend, don't let your right hip slide out, and then we're taking the resistance on the band. As you take the resistance, feel the increase in that side bend. In breath to relax and center back up again. So over to the right, taking the resistance, feel that stretch, that bend increase, relax the arms and back to the center. Good, one more time, keep those knees soft, over to the left, increasing that bend as we take the resistance, relax, and center, keep the shoulders down the back, over to the right, taking that resistance, feel that lovely opening of the left side, relax, and back up to the ceiling again. So we're just going to wrap the arms, the hand around the band, so we're pretty much shoulder width apart with the band now. We're going to drop the elbows down, take the band behind your head, but don't poke that head forward. And then we're going to pull the hands away from each other. As we do that, we're squeezing the shoulder blades together, relaxing the hands and back up to the ceiling. Good. So on the in breath, drop the elbows to shoulder height. Out breath, squeeze the shoulder blades together as we take the resistance on the band. Relax the resistance and back up to the ceiling. Two more times, shoulders down the back. Drop the elbows down, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Relax and back up to the ceiling. Last one. Drop the elbows down, squeeze. We're firing up those rhomboid muscles between the shoulder blades. Relax. Back up to the ceiling, bring the arms down, give them a good shake off. We can drop the band and we're going to be picking up our weights. So if you've got an option of weights, we can use the slightly heavier weights to start. If not, we're going to squeeze those elbows into your side, palms up to the ceiling, shoulders down the back, keeping the knees soft and thinking about that core. So into the dumbbell weight, so squeezing those elbows into your side, we're opening the hands out and closing back in again. Good. For 9 and close. Good. For 8, squeezing those elbows in and close. For 7 and close. Good. For 6, remember we're squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back. We're really working those scapular rhomboid muscles. For 4 and squeeze. For 3 and squeezing together. Good. For 2 and close. Last one. Squeezing those shoulder blades, close back up. Shake those arms off a little bit. Again, palms facing away from you, squeezing those elbows in. We're going into the bicep curl, so bring the weights up to the front of the shoulders and lower back down. Feel the resistance in the arms. So the more you squeeze those elbows into your side, the more you're firing up those bicep muscles and lower. Good. So for 8 and down. Good. 7. And again, check you're not pulling on your back. Strong core. And lower. Good. So for 5 and lower. 4, squeezing those elbows in. For 3. For 2. And last ones now. And relax down. Now, if you're using the heavier weights, I'd go on to the lighter weights. Otherwise, we're going to start doing one arm. So left arm straight out in front, right arm to the side. Lower back down and change. Good. So for for 9 and 9. Now remember, if it feels a bit much, you can do it without weight. And also you can bend those elbows a bit. That also just takes a little bit of the weight out of the shoulders. Good. I've lost count, but I think we're on about 5 and down. Good. So for 4 and 4, make sure those shoulders stay locked down the back. Don't creep the shoulders up to the ears. For 3, good. For 2 and 2, last ones for 1 and 1. Brilliant. Palms facing towards your thigh. We're taking both arms straight out in front of you. Remember, strong core and lower. Now, if your weights aren't too heavy, we're going to pulse it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. If your weights are heavy, don't do the pulsing. Take the arms straight out, shoulders down the back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Last one. Arms straight out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Excellent. Give them a roll. Okay, I'm just going to show you. We're going to take the arms out. If you've got heavy weights, just keep going out and lower. If you've got the lighter weights, we're going to circle in both directions. So when you're ready, soft knees, core engaged, arms to the side, and we're rolling forward for 4, 3, 2, 1, and back, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, arms out, shoulders down the back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back. 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. 2 more if you can. Arms out. Remember, you can bend those elbows. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back. 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Last ones. If it's getting too much, don't do the rolling. 2, 1, and back. 3, 2, 1, and lower those arms back down. Excellent, and shake them off. A little bit of a breather here. If you want to take heavier weights for this one, that's fine. Palms facing towards the thighs. We're bringing the weights up to the front of the shoulders. Elbows lifted, good. And push the air away, good. For 9, and push the air away. For 8, and pushing away. For 7, lock those shoulders down. Don't let those shoulders come up to your ears. For 6, and pushing away. 5, and push. 4, and push, good. For 3, push the air away. For 2, and last one, and pushing the air away, good, and shaking the arms off. So soft knees, ever so slightly we're tipping the upper body forward, but keep the chin pulled into the neck so you're not poking your chin out. And we're going to take the arms out to the side, back a little bit, and lower back down. Good. So taking the arms out and back, and lower back down. Good. For 8, and back, and lower. Good. For 7, and back, and lower. For 6, and back, and lower. For 5, back, and lower. Good. For 4, back, and lower. 3, remember you can bend those elbows as well. 2 more, back and lower. Last one, out, back and lower. Excellent. Shrugging those shoulders, but we're going back into the same position. So soft knees, core engaged. Bring the elbows back behind the body and the weights come up to the front of the shoulders. Now, the elbows don't move. They stay locked behind the body. Tricep kick back. So we're straightening the arms back up to the ceiling. Good. And forward. For 9. And forward. Good. For 8. And forward. We're going to pulse it this next time. Arms up and we're pulsing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and forward. Make sure those shoulders aren't coming up. Keep them down your back. We're kicking back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and forward. Good. We're going for 10 for pulses. Take the arms back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and forward. Last one. We're going for 10. Take the arms back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing up, roll those shoulders. We can put the weights down. And then we're going to circle those arms. Nice big circles. Getting that blood flowing. Oxygen into those muscles. Sorry, camera. And once you've had a bit of a loosen off through those arms, we're going to come into our roll down. So, standing at the back of the mat, core engaged, arms relaxed, soft knees, deep breath in through the nose. As we breathe out, we're going to take chin to chest, and then we're slowly peeling the vertebra off the imaginary wall behind you. Head hanging, arms hanging, as we roll down, all the way down to the toes. Let the head hang, draw the shoulders down the back. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're scooping belly button to spine. We're rounding back up, stacking that spine. Come up to standing and rolling those shoulders back. Good. One more time. Draw the belly button to spine. On the out breath, chin to chest. Keep the knees soft because we're articulating through each vertebra joint. Take your time. Let the crown of the head weight you down to the floor. And then this time we're either hooking the fingers under the toes or placing the palms flat onto the floor. Head hanging, shoulders down the back. We're straightening through the right knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straightening through the left knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through both knees. Let that head hang a little bit lower. Relax the shoulders down the back. Nice deep breath in through the nose, and we're going to soften through the knees. If you need to adjust your camera to lie on the floor, do that now. Otherwise, we're going to come down onto all fours. Excellent. So coming down onto all fours, make sure the knees are underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Drawing that belly button to spine. Top of the feet flat on the floor. Excellent. So dropping the hips, we're going to drop the hips down to the left. As we do that, we're going to look over the right shoulder at your feet. In breath to center. So we're just opening up through the pelvis and the lower back. Take both hips to the right, looking over the left shoulder at your feet. In breath to center. Good. To the left. Each time, seeing if you can drop a little bit lower, but obviously not forcing it. This is just stretching and opening up through the hip and pelvis. One more time to each side. Good. Back to the center and then over to the right, looking over that left shoulder. Come back to on all fours. Sit Head down, shoulders down the back. Good. And then we're going to lift the glutes up away from the heels, but keep the head down. Walk the hands forward, and we're just opening up through that lower back. That's it. Good. Creeping those fingers away from you. Draw the shoulders down the back. Sitting back on your heels, we're rounding back up and stacking the spine. So I'm pretty sure all of us have got foam rollers, haven't we, in this session? So we're going to grab our rollers, running down the middle of the mat. So we're going to sit on the end of the roller, and then gently we're going to come down to lying. I'm just going to shift mine up a little bit. Lying on the roller. So you want to make sure the head and the tailbone are sitting comfortably on the roller. You shouldn't be hanging off the ends with either one. Feet are towards the edge of the mat, so nice and wide. That's giving you your base. And we're going to find our neutral spine position. So on the in-breath, we're going to roll the pelvis forward, arching through the lumbar spine. At the same time, we're going to take the chin up towards the ceiling. On the out breath, we're flattening through the lumbar spine and sliding the chin towards the chest. One more time. In breath, rolling that pelvis forward, chin to the ceiling. On the out breath, we're flattening through the lumbar spine and chin towards the chest. So keeping that lovely length through the back of your head. We're floating the right and the left arm up towards the ceiling, shoulders down the back. So on the in-breath, we're floating the arms out to the side, back of the hands to the floor. Drop those shoulders over the edge of the roller and think about keeping that lumbar spine down into the roller. Don't let that rib cage pop out. So on the out breath, floating the arms back up to the ceiling again. In breath, floating the arms out to the side, reaching those fingers away from you. Drop the shoulders down. Lovely stretch all through the front of your chest. Keep that rib cage down as we float the arms back up to the ceiling again. We're going to reach that left arm up to touch the ceiling. And then we're going to bring the left arm over to the right. Follow the hand with the head as we reach it down towards the floor. Try not to roll on that roller. It should be staying nice and still. Left arm back up to the ceiling again. And then as we lower the arm, slide that shoulder blade down your back. Reaching the right arm up to the ceiling. Bring the right arm over to the left. Follow the hand with the head. Feel that lovely stretch behind the right shoulder. Take the arm back up to the ceiling again. And as you lower the arm, slide the shoulder blade down the back. Palms facing away from you. Again, we're going to do double arms. But if it feels too much, go to single. One up and one down. We're going to take both arms up over the head onto the floor. Keep the rib cage down. Don't let it pop up. Keeping the back of the hands on the floor. We're going to take the arms out to the side. So we're dragging the fingers on the floor all the way down to your feet. And then float the arms back up to the ceiling again. On the out breath, lock that rib cage down as we float the arms over up above the head onto the floor, dragging the fingers on the floor as we bring them down towards your feet and back up to the ceiling again. Good. So this time we're going to reverse. We're going to bring the hands down towards the feet onto the floor, back of the hands on the floor. Dragging the fingers on the floor. We're going to take the arms up above the head. Keep the rib cage down and float the arms back up to the ceiling again. Last time, bring the hands down to the floor by the feet. Back of the hands onto the floor. Dragging the fingers on the floor as we sweep the arms out, up above the head and floating them back up to the ceiling again. Excellent. So making a fist with the hands, we're going to bend the elbows so the fists are coming sort of over your head and the inside of the forearms are facing each other. Keeping the rib cage down, we're going to open the arms out to the side. Back of the elbow and back of the hand come down towards or onto the floor. Good. Again, feel that lovely opening through the chest. Keep the rib cage down as we draw the arms back together again. Good. On the in-breath, open the arms out to the side or the elbows. Take the elbows, the back of the hand down towards the floor. Breathing through that stretch and closing back up again. Last time now. On the in-breath, open the arms out. Back of the hands towards the floor. Good. I'm seeing some people really getting their arms a lot lower than when we first started doing this one. And drawing those forearms back together again. And we're just going to relax those arms down by your side. Good. So keeping the shoulders down the back, I want you to keep checking in when we start now to do some work with our legs, that there's no tension through neck, shoulders and arms. So we're staying on the roller by engaging our core and flattening through that lumbar spine. We're not holding it through the neck and arms. We're going to float the left leg up to tabletop position, locking that back down. Lower the left foot down. Now remember, keep the feet wide. So the narrower the feet are, obviously the harder it is to balance. So right leg up to tabletop and floating back down again. Good. We're going to float the left leg up. As we do that, we're going to take the right arm up now to the ceiling. And we're going to lower the left leg and right arm. Good. Floating the right leg, left arm up to the ceiling. Lock that back down and float it back down. Good. So taking the left leg up, right arm up. This time we're going to flex through the foot. You're pushing that left leg away from you. As you do, the right arm comes up above your head onto the floor. In breath to center, back up. Good. We're going for 4. So lengthening the leg away. Keep that back locked down. So if your back is popping up, take the leg a bit higher. If you want to work harder, keep that leg low. Good. And center. Last one now. Lengthening that leg away. Take the arm up above your head. Lock that back down. And center back up. Good. Lower the left leg and right arm. And we're changing. So right arm, right leg, left arm. Flex through the foot. Push the right leg away from you. Left arm comes up above the head. Good. In breath to center. Think about that lumbar spine. Keep it locked down into the mat for 2. And center. Good. For 3, lengthen, push that weight away from you and center. Last one now, lengthening that leg away, left arm up above the head and center back up. So keep the left arm up. We're going to lower the right foot, float the left leg up to the ceiling, and now we're going to take both arms up to the ceiling. Lock that lumbar spine down. Good. So we're going to start to toe tap with the left leg. So take the left toe to the floor and bring it back up again. Remember, have the right leg quite wide. Unless you want to work harder, then you can draw the leg towards the roller. If you're finding that quite easy, we can start to lower the right arm. So as you lower the left leg, you can take the right arm up above the head and center back up. Remember, the focus is on that lumbar spine staying locked down into the mat. Good. And then you can also start to lower the left arm, right arm up above the head. Good. Going to do 2 more on this side. and up. Good. So if you're lowering both arms, one arm is up, one arm is down. Good. And take the arms back up to the ceiling. We're lowering the left foot to the floor and we're floating the right leg into tabletop position. We're going to toe tap. So lock the lumbar spine down as we tap the toe to the floor and take it back up again. Good. Once you start to feel that's okay, we're going to take the left arm up above the head. Remember, locking that lumbar spine to the floor. Good. For 5 and lift up. Good. For 4. Now, if you want to bring the right arm down to your foot as well, that's good. Good. So for 3, lock that lumbar spine down. For 2, remember, no tension through the neck and shoulders. Last one, lock that lumbar spine down, arm back up to the ceiling, take the foot down, and we can just roll a little bit from side to side on the roller. You can wrap your arms around your chest if you want to. We can stay on the one side and just trigger point a little bit, getting into the muscles behind the shoulder. The ones running down next to the spine stabilizing muscles. Good. And over to the other side. Brilliant. And when you've had a little bit of a roll, loosen up through the back. We're going to come off the roller. Place the roller under the thoracic back. So just underneath the shoulder blades. And just to make sure you're in the right position, we're going to lift those hips up, roll on the roller. We can have actually a nice little roll up and down for 2 seconds, loosening and opening that back off. Just make sure your chin stays to your chest. And then we're going to check that the the lowest point of the shoulder blade is sitting over the roller. Hands behind the head and in drawing that belly button to the spine. So lowering those hips back down now. Keep the elbows nice and wide. And we're going to do a curl up. So drawing the belly button to spine, keeping the elbows wide. We're squeezing up, we're curling up. On the out breath, keep the chin to the chest, engaging that core, and we're lengthening over the roller. Now don't drop your head lower than the roller. Keep the neck nice and long. So on the out breath, draw the belly button to spine as we curl up. On the in-breath, we're going to lengthen chin to the chest and we're lengthening back over the roller. Now, if you want to work a little bit harder as we curl up, you're going to lift up off the roller slightly. Good. Squeezing those abdominals. And then we're going to lower back down, chin to chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. Make sure the rib cage isn't popping up. Keep that down. On the out breath, we're curling up. This time we're going to pulse it. So squeeze up a little bit higher and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the elbows wide. 2, 1, and lower. Chin to chest. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Last time now. On the out breath, we're curling up. Draw the belly button to spine and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're just coming back to keeping that head lifted fractionally. This time we're going to lift the left leg up and we're going to take the right rib to the left hip and then lengthen the leg away. Now, keep that neutral spine here. Don't let that rib cage pop up. So left leg in, take the right rib to the left hip and lengthen the leg away. Good. 4 more. Out breath. Squeeze the rib to the hip and lengthen away. Good. For 3, squeezing the rib to the hip Lengthen. As you lengthen the leg, that you come back to the center with the body. Good. For 2. And lengthen. Last one now. Squeeze up. Lengthen the leg away. We're going to lower that left foot to the floor, and we're floating the right leg up into tabletop position. Good. So squeezing the left rib to the right hip, and then lengthening that leg away. Keep the rib cage down. Draw the knee in. Squeeze the rib to the hip. As the leg lengthens, the body comes back to neutral position. Good. Draw the knee in. Squeeze the rib to the hip. And lengthen. Good. 3 more. Draw the knee in. Rib to hip. Squeezing. And lower. 2 more. Out breath. And in breath to center. Last one now. On the out breath, squeeze the rib to the hip. Lengthen the leg away. And then we're going to lower that right foot to the floor. Excellent. So this is the one where I want you to be careful if you've got back issues. I'm just going to show you, and then I'm going to talk you through the options. So we're going to do the single leg stretch on the roller, but obviously the aim is to make sure that rib cage and the lower back stays down, and we're going to lengthen one leg and then the other. Now, if you have back problems, so Gail, for you, take the roller now and place it underneath your pelvis. Underneath your tailbone, and then holding the roller, we're going to do the single leg stretch over the roller. Okay, so that's if anybody's got back issues, I want you to do it that way with the roller under the tailbone. But if you're okay and you want to work the back and you want to work that core a bit harder, we're going to take both legs up to tabletop, lock that back down, and we're lengthening left leg away. In breath to center and right leg. Now make sure that back is staying down. Don't let that rib cage pop up, because otherwise you'll be pulling on the back. Good. So for 6 and center and change. Good. For 5 and center and change. For 4, keep that back down and change. For 3 and center and change. For 2 and center and change. Last one, should be feeling a bit of burning. And change. Excellent. And then we can hug those knees in nice and tight, rocking from side to side. Brilliant. So if you've got the roller under your tailbone, stay there. If not, I'm going to come up to sitting. Place the roller under your knees. Lift your tailbone up. And we're going to come to lying on that roller. Brilliant. Okay. Take both legs up into tabletop. We're holding on to the roller. We're going to go into the double leg stretch. If you've got back issues, take your legs higher up towards the ceiling. If you want to work harder, then we're going to keep those legs lower, but make sure that rib cage stays down. Don't hollow through that back. Good. So we're going for 8. Push the weights away. Feet are in flexion. Squeeze those knees and feet together and draw back in. Good. For 7, lock the back down and center. Good. For 6 and center. Make sure that core's engaged. For 5 and center. Good. For 4, make sure the core, draw the belly button to spine. For 3, good. And 2, last one. Lengthening the legs away. Draw those knees in, draw them all the way up over your chest and just rock from side to side again. Just make sure you're keeping hold of that roller. Good. So legs back up to, we're actually going to take the legs straight up to the ceiling, pointing through the toes. We're going to bring the left leg up over the head as you lengthen the right leg away. We're pulsing for 1, for 2. Draw the legs towards each other and change. For 1, for 2, drawing together and change. So for 6, and together and change. For 5, for 2, and together and change. 5 and change. Good. For 4 and change. Legs together and change. For 3 and 3. Good. 2 more. For 2 and 2. So don't forget to keep pulling that leg up over your head as well as lengthening away. Good. Last one. Good. And then take both legs up towards the ceiling, pointing through the toes. We're opening the legs into a V. Flex the feet and draw them back together again. Point to open. Flex to draw back together. Good. 5 more. Point to open. Flex to draw together. 3 more. Point to open. Flex to draw back together. 2 more. Point to open. Flex to close. Keep that lumbar spine down. Last one. Point to open. Flex to close those legs back together. Legs back to tabletop. So we're going to roll on to the left side, keeping the knees and feet squeezed together. We're going to lengthen both legs away from you. Core engaged. Bend the knees and back to the center. Now, if this is pulling on your back, you can just lengthen one leg away or just keep going with the hip rolls. So onto the right side, lengthen the legs away, bend the knees, and center back up. Good. Over to the left side. Good. Core engaged. Lengthen the legs away. Bend the knees and center. Over to the right. Lengthen the legs away. Bend the knees and center back up again. Brilliant. So we're going to place the left ankle onto the right knee. Keep the right leg up into tabletop. We're going to roll onto our left side. Now we want to trigger our piriformis muscle here. So you'll know when you're on it. So if you're not feeling much, have a little play with the position of the roller. And then we're just going to rock from side to side. Good, just trigger pointing through there. Just think about your back a little bit. Make sure you're not letting that rib cage pop up. Good. Just nice big rolls. And then we're going to center those knees back up, changing legs. So right ankle onto left knee, rolling onto that right side. Make sure that right knee is staying nice and wide in its 4 shape. And again, find the position where you feel like you're really trigger pointing that muscle. And then we're just rocking from side to side. Good, and just really loosening that off. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to center back up. Take the legs up, and then we're going to roll the roller underneath away from you. And keeping the knees bent, we're going to have the feet on the roller, hip width apart. Relaxing the neck and shoulders, and we're going to come up into our shoulder bridge position. So when you're ready, drawing the belly button to spine. On the out breath, we're curling that pelvis up off the floor, peeling the vertebra one at a time, squeezing the glutes as we come up into the shoulder bridge position. Hips lifted, rib cage down, and we're going to pulse this here. So we're going to drop the hips 2 centimeters and squeeze and lift them back up. Good. So for 9 and lift, 8, and lift. 7. If you're cramping, just come off the roller. 6, and lift. 5, 4. Keep the rib cage down. Make sure it's just the hips and glutes you're squeezing. For 2. Last one. And we're coming back down 1 vertebra at a time, keeping the pelvis curled up to the end. This next time, we're going to lift one and then the other leg up into tabletop. If you feel it in your back, then just keep going with the glute squeezes. So deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're curling that pelvis up off the mat, peeling the vertebra one at a time as we come up into the shoulder bridge position. Hips lifted, rib cage down. We're going to float the left leg to tabletop. Keep that left side lifted. Good. Lower the left foot back down. Squeeze that right glute as you float the right leg up to tabletop. Lower the right foot back down, and we're coming back down 1 vertebra at a time, keeping that pelvis curled up until right at the end. Good. So we can just hug those knees in, rock from side to side. So placing the feet back on the roller, we're going to close the knees and feet together. Squeeze the heels together, and we're going to turn the toes out slightly. So keeping the heels squeezing together, we're going to lengthen that roller away. So we're going to feel the inside thigh coming up towards the ceiling. And then keeping the heels together, toes turned out, we're drawing that roller in so that the knees are dropping open to the side. Place the hands onto that inner thigh, just slightly increasing that stretch. Breathing through that. Good. Keep that lumbar spine down into the floor. Good. Then we're going to close the knees together, lengthen the roller away from you. So just your heels are over the roller. And we're going to come into the full roll up now. So if you need to use a band, that's fine. Just grab your band, place it around your feet. If you're using a band, then obviously don't worry about the arms. If you're not using the band, we're going to place both arms up above your head onto the floor, engaging that core on the in-breath, drawing the belly button to spine. On the out-breath, we're going to float the arms up to the ceiling, come up from the breastbone, looking at your toes, and we're curling up. Good. 1 vertebra at a time, reaching forward over the toes and drop the head down between the arms. Good. Stacking that spine, dropping the shoulders down the back, drawing the belly button to spine as we roll back down. So we're coming lumbar, thoracic, take the head down, reach the arms up over the top. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, arms to the ceiling, come up from the breastbone, looking at your toes, and we're curling up. Reaching the arms over the toes and then drop the head down between the arms. And this is such a lovely hamstring stretch here. Stacking that spine, crown of the head to the ceiling. Good. Drawing that belly button to spine, and we're rounding down. Keep the shoulders down the back, lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down. Deep breath in, draw the belly button to spine, arms to the ceiling, come up from the breastbone. Keep those knees and feet squeezing together. Reach. This time we're going to take hold of the toes, drop the head down. We're going to hold the stretch. Deep breath in and out. Good. Restacking that spine, shoulders down your back, and we're going to roll back down, drawing the belly button to spine, lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down, reach the arms over the top, back of the hands onto the floor, and we're going to reach to touch with the left hand to touch the wall behind you. At the same time, you're going to lengthen that left leg away from you. Relax them, and then we're going to reach that right hand to touch the wall behind you, at the same time lengthening the right leg away, and relax. Good. So we're going to lengthen the left foot away, at the same time lengthening the right arm. So we're diagonal, stretching and relax. Right leg, left arm, reaching them, lengthening the leg and relax. Brilliant. Bring the arms out to the side, palms to the ceiling. We're going to roll the roller in so that the knees are bent. Make sure your lumbar spine is down into the mat, knees and feet hip width apart. And we're going into wringing out the washing. So we're rolling the right arm back along the floor, at the same time rolling the left hand forward along the floor. Good. So just changing from side to side. We're going to start to turn the head towards the hand that is rolling back along the floor. Good. And once we start to get the rhythm of that, we're going to drop the knees now in the opposite direction to the head. Good. And center. Good. On the out breath, drop the knees to the left, right head goes in the opposite direction. Good. So using the advantage of having a little bit more height here to get a little bit more of a stretch through that lower back. Make sure you're feeling the stretch through the arms. So don't just slightly roll them. Take them as far as you can forward and back along the floor. Good. One more time to each side. Good, and we're centering back up again. So we're going to roll onto our side, come up to a sitting position. Good, so we're coming into the mermaid now. So the options are, if you can, right leg in front, left leg behind, or you can sit with the legs crossed in front. You can do it with straight legs, but I would suggest if you're going to do it with, if straight legs is an option, then I would come into the side lying and doing that thread and needle, because then you're getting more of a rotation through that back. Okay, if you're doing thread and needle, do as many as it takes us to do the one side, and then when we change, you can change onto the other side. Everyone okay? Happy? All right, good. So right leg in front, left leg behind, right hand onto the roller. Keep the weight into the left seat bone. Now I want you to really try, and obviously it's not going to stay there, but the aim is to keep it down, because that's going to help with the lovely stretch. So we're going to roll the roller away, drop the shoulder down, soft elbow as we reach the arm up over the top. Weight into that left seat bone. Good. Using your core muscles, we're going to come up to sitting, let the roller go, and then over the leg bent behind. Good. Bring the arm over. I'm just going to show you quickly, because we're just going to increase the stretch. So just quickly, obviously, same thing. Then we're going to rotate to the roller, push the roller away, and then if you want to, we're going to lengthen, sorry, the door's in the way, lengthen that top leg away, and then bend the knee again, come up slightly, back into the side bend, and up to sitting. Okay? So roller in the right hand, remember soft elbow, shoulder down, reaching over the top. Then we're going to rotate to the roller, shoulders down the back, lengthen the roller away, drop the head down, and we're going to lengthen that top leg away from you. Good. Keep it lifted off the floor though, it doesn't rest on the floor. That's it. Bend the knee, draw the roller towards you slightly, back into the side bend, and we're coming back up to sitting and over the leg bend behind. Good. One more time. Right hand on the roller, rolling away, soft elbow, reach the arm, weight into that left seat bone. Rotation. Push the roller away, drop the head down, lift that leg up and reach it back. Draw the roller towards you. back into the side bend and using those core muscles to come up and over the leg, bent behind. Brilliant. Back up to sitting. So we're going to change sides now. So left leg in front, right leg behind. Good. Weight into that right seat bone. And we're just going to do one side bend, just a side bend. So we're lengthening the roller away. Drop the shoulder down, soft elbow, weight into that right seat bone. Good. Using your core muscles, we're coming back up to sitting and over the leg bent behind. Good. Hand onto the roller, roll it away, lifting up through the waist, soft elbow, weight into the right seat bone. Rotate to the roller, keep the shoulders down your back. As you lengthen it away, drop the head down, and then we can lengthen that right leg away from you. Keep the right leg lifted. Bend the knee. Draw the roller towards you slightly back into your side bend, then using your core muscles up and over the other side. Brilliant. Good. Last one now. So hand onto the roller, roll it away, drop the shoulder down, lifting through the waist, reaching over the top. Rotation to the roller, lengthen it away. Draw the roller towards you, back into the side bend, using your core muscles, back up to sitting, over the leg, bend behind. Brilliant. And back up to sitting. Good. So, we're going to do the bridge thing that we were talking about last time, but I'm going to show you the options. Okay, so I'm going to show you the harder one first, and then I'm going to show you the other options we can do. So we're going to have the rollers just below the knee, into kind of sort of all four position really. And then we're going to push the roller away. So actually, sorry, no, we're going to start with the roller a bit lower. So it needs to go mid-shin. And then we're pushing the roller away, coming to a plank position. Now watch it here. We don't want to dip through that back. We want to stay lifted. And then we're going to pull the roller in. That's the hardest option. The other option is to just hold that roller underneath just below the knees. And just to go into a push-up, so head down and pushing back up. And you can also just do a plank position, okay, without the roller. So the option is completely yours. I'm going to talk through the plank using the roller. So everyone happy? Sally, definitely just do the plank today. Okay, so we're going to place the roller underneath the knees, and then we're going to take the hands, walk the hands forward. The roller wants to be sort of mid-shin really, okay? Then we're going to push the roller back, so we're coming into a plank position, and then draw the knees back in underneath you, okay? The whole time, don't lose your neutral spine position. So we're pushing the roller away and drawing it back in again. One more time. On our breath, push the roller away. Keep that neutral spine. Draw it back in. We're going to drop the knees down to the floor. Push the roller away. We're coming up into down dog, so I can't see where everyone is, but we're going to tuck the toes underneath you. Push up to down dog, feet hip width apart. Draw the shoulders down your back, head through to your knees. We're going to lift up onto our toes. Push the heels back down to the floor. Soften through the knees. Walk the hands back towards your feet. And on our breath, we're going to round back up, stacking that spine. And well done, everyone. I think